Well, welcome back to Dunkirk Dunes. Here we are on US turn 7. And if you've been following this, you know that the Axis have really just run away with this game. I mean, Moscow has fallen, and the Axis have pretty much just crushed everything that was in their way. It's just been kind of one setback after another for the Allies. But we're getting close to the end of this, and I guess we're to the point now where, as the Allies, you just throw whatever up that you've got and see if something might stick. So that's kind of where we're at here on US turn 7, as far as what we're going to be doing. So I have 79 to spend, and here's what I'm going to be doing with that is 5 destroyers, infantry and artillery, a tank, and a transport, and then 3 tanks. And that adds up to 78, and so we're carrying over 1 for round 8, which isn't going to matter much. So as far as attacks go, like I said, we're kind of to the Hail Mary point of what we're going to do here. And I don't know where to start. Maybe we'll just start over here with some of the littler stuff. So the Germans have put blockers out here, and they've got not as big a fleet here in 91 as they used to have, but it's still a significant fleet. So we're going to see what kind of damage we can do to that. So what we're going to do is we're going to send in, we're going to break this blockade. So 2 destroyers from 101 are going into 102. Okay. And then in addition to that, 1 destroyer from 106 is going to come down to 102. I guess I should also say that along with the purchase phase, it's also repair. And this aircraft carrier there is in the New Brunswick port, so he does get repaired. So he is now fully operational again. But yeah, so we're going to send 3 destroyers there into 102. And assuming that attack is successful, what we're going to do after that is the 2 submarines and the cruiser and the aircraft carrier, along with this fighter in New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. And by the way, someone corrected me my last turn. I had an air base there on New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and it turns out there is one in the 42 setup, but there is not one in the 1940 setup. So I've gone ahead now and removed that. There actually is no air base there. But that fighter and then this other fighter from Eastern US, they will be flying to C-Zone 91 to do whatever damage they can here to this German fleet that remains. So that's going to be kind of battles number 1 and 2. The other stuff we're going to be doing here, so we do have a US fighter in London, and UK's tech is radar and ATC, which gives them anybody on that London airbase gives them a +1 to their range. And so what he's going to do, there are these 2 little pesky German transports sitting up there in C-Zone 126, and I just figure if I leave those there, VK is going to use those, I think, to build the Atlantic Wall in Norway. At least that's what I would do. And so what I can do is the fighter that's in London can go 1 into 110, 2 into 111, 3 into 125, 4 into 126 to hit those, 5 into 127, and 6 because of the radar and the ATC tech, can land in Nenetsia. I believe Nenetsia is still Soviet controlled. If I'm wrong about that, you guys can correct me, but I think that's still the case. So that will be the other battle. So I'll just go ahead and move this up into 126. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's still going to have 2 left after he hits those. Okay. So that's kind of it, I guess, here for the Atlantic side. And of course, coming down to 91 as well, assuming that we're able to, if we're able to get rid of that 91 fleet, then the U.S. transport will be bringing its load of 2 infantry and an artillery to land on Gibraltar or Rio de Oro. Haven't really decided, but I think it would be, I think I want Gibraltar. So if you go over here to the Pacific side, so if you watched Japan's turn, last turn, you know that they decimated the U.S. and Anzac fleet that was there in off the Marianas in Sea Zone 22. So we're not left with a lot of options here as the Allies. I do have, of course, my subs there survived because all he brought in was planes. And so I'll, let's go sink some Japanese ships if we can. So I'm going to take one of these from 22 and go 1, 2 into Sea Zone 19. Might as well take that out. And I kind of marked it here. It's technically a non-combat move, but I'll just go ahead and do it now so that I don't forget. I'm going to take another one and move him into Sea Zone 20. Okay. And then the other 2 are going to go 1 into 21, 2 down into 35 off the coast of Philippines, and just see if we can't destroy that. The big battle, though, and this, I mean, this really is a Hail Mary. I don't necessarily expect this to succeed, but you're to the point where you just try anything and everything you have. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 transports that are here in Sea Zone 26. They can load up with the 4 artillery and the 2 infantry because they're advanced transports, so they can carry 3 units each. And they're going to go 1, 2, 3 up into 6A. And the battleship is going to go with him. Okay. These subs here are going to non-combat somewhere else. So we're going to bring that. And we're going to make, attempt anyway, we're going to land on Japan and see what kind of damage we can do in Tokyo. So in addition to that, we've also got this little fleet here. That transport can bring in these 2 artillery and this infantry from Korea. So that's 9 land units, 3 infantry, 6 artillery. These fighters are also coming in. They will have, let's see, they were already in the Sea Zone, so it's 1 to Japan, so they'll have 3 left. Just mark them. And these others that are on Korea, I have 3 fighters on Korea. They're leaving from an air base, so 1, 2 to Japan. They also have 3 left because of the air base, so all of these planes have 3 left. Okay. And then one other little extra oomph we can give is this air transport. in Philippines. He can leave with 2 infantry and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onto the island, and he'll have 2 left so that he can land in Korea. So he'll bring 2 more infantry. Okay, so that gives us 11 ground units and the 5 fighters. And I did talk with Moffett Field, and he is not going to scramble. He does have 3 planes there that could scramble, but he is going to use his kamikazes. And really the only thing that the kamikazes can hit, though, is they can't hit transports, they can't hit planes. They can hit the battleship or the carrier, and they're going to be targeting the battleship because the carrier doesn't really matter. But and what that does is I don't get a bombard as well. So that is the scenario, and it's a long shot, but what the heck, you know? We'll go ahead and roll it out and see what happens. So maybe we'll save that one for last, just for fun, just for suspense sake. So if we start over here with, you know what? I'm going to do this one first. We'll do the little battle first. So that is going to be, I can roll this one together. This is a fighter against a pair of German transports. So my 3 versus VK's 1. And I got the hit that I need. That's a miss on the transport. And so 1 transport is dead, and then the other transport rolls at 0. So it's going to be an auto kill after that. So the transports are gone. German transports to the bottom of the North Atlantic, or Norwegian Sea, I guess. Okay, so, and just so I don't forget, I'm going to go ahead and non-combat him now into Nenetsia. Okay, so that's where he's going to land. So that's that battle. Okay, so next battle is to break the blockade right here. So I have 3 twos. 3 twos against a German 2. Okay, I got 2 hits, which is more than enough. So that German destroyer is going to come off, but it is going to get to fire back. So German destroyer also got a hit. Okay, so I'm going to lose one of my destroyers as well. All right. So that's done. Now we can go ahead and move through the blockade. So we've got 1, 2, 3. The carrier can come down. The cruiser can come down. The 2 subs can come down. And this, he's coming as well. Although whether or not he can actually land is going to depend on the outcome of the battle. So these fighters, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, obviously they have to land on the carrier, assuming that the carrier would survive, which is highly unlikely. So what I have here is my 2 subs, which are at 2s, and the cruiser is a 3, and then the 2 fighters are 3s. And what VK is going to have for defense is the sub at 1, 3 destroyers each at 2, and then the carrier at 2. So we'll go ahead and roll mine first. Here, we'll put them in the cup. Nice. Okay, there's 4 hits. Sweet. Okay, And VK did give me his order of casualties, and I'm going off memory. I hope I'm remembering this right. I think he said he wanted sub first, and then one of the destroyers second, and then the carrier third and fourth, leaving two of the destroyers, and I'm going to swap out the chip, but there are two destroyers left. Okay. Leaving two destroyers after this round of the battle, but they're going to go ahead and roll. So, okay, so he has 4 2s and a 1. So here they are, 4 2s and a 1. Yeah, that's some VK rolling right there. Nothing. Nada. 0. Okay. So we'll go ahead and do it again. Okay, so I still have 3 3s and 2 2s. Oh, wow. I think I'm using up all my luck right here. But there are 4 hits again, so that's more than enough to clear out the remaining destroyers. But here they are. Defense roll for the 2 destroyers. Look at that. Nothing. That's crazy, VK. That's crazy to not get a single hit out of that. I don't know what that's about. But that, I will totally grant you that that is crazy nonsense. Okay, well, miraculously, these guys actually do get to land on that carrier. I am blown away. I hope I didn't just use up all my luck. Where I really wanted is on the Pacific side. But anyway, so these guys then are going to go ahead and land in Gibraltar. And so we're going to have a land battle there. So what we've got is, I have two 2s and a 1 against 2 Italian 2s. So here's my 2 2s and a 1. I got nothing. Now that's more like normal. Here's the Italian 2 2s. Okay, they got 1. So I'm going to lose 1 of my infantry. Okay. So now we're just 2 2s against 2 2s. Here we go. Okay, I got 1. So that's going to be 1 of the Italian infantry. But they still get to fire back. They both missed. Okay. So I still have 2 at 2. I got double hits. Okay. So the Italian is going to come off, but he's going to get to shoot back. He missed. Okay. So, result is Gibraltar has fallen to the Americans, although it's still British. But we've got a British Gibraltar there. That has been a long time in coming. And it's, I think, too little too late, but there's at least some satisfaction in being able to finally knock that off. All right. Let's go over and do this stuff here in the Pacific. Moving towards the stuff that really matters. Let's just start with this battle here in C-Zone 19. So that's a 2 against a 2. A sub against a destroyer. So here's my sub. Miss. Here's the destroyer. Hit. Okay. So my US sub is gone out of C-Zone 19. So that Japanese destroyer is still there. Philippines, I have 2 2s versus 1 2. So here's 2 2s, both misses, against 1 2. A hit. Okay, so I'm going to lose another U.S. submarine. So now it's 1-2 against 1-2. Mine's a miss. Japan's a miss. US is a miss. Japan's a miss. US gets a hit. Okay. And Japan also gets a hit. So both of those are gone. It's a lot of dead subs over here. Okay. So now there's nothing there off the Philippines. Okay. Now all that's left is the one that matters here. So what we've got here, I guess we start with, not that it really matters, but there is a 6 kamikazes in C-Zone 6A. I'll put them in the cup. 6 kamikazes against the battleship. All right, there are 3 hits on the battleship. The battleship is sunk. Okay, so battleship is lost. Okay, now we go into, okay, so there's anti-aircraft fire. Now this is going to make or break the whole thing right here. So I have a total of 6 planes there, and he has 3 anti-aircraft guns, so he gets to roll 6 anti-aircraft dice at 1. I'm hoping for all misses. You know what? It's all misses. Okay, there is hope. A little bit. A little bit. All right. So now what I've got, my landing party is, let's just count it out here. I've got 6 artillery and 5 infantry. So that is 11 twos. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I have 5 fighters. So 5 at 3. And I only have 10 green dice, so I'll just roll 1 green dice again. Here's hoping for a lot. If I get a lot here and Japan doesn't get many on the first round, I might have a chance. Ooh, it's looking very good. 2, 4, 6, 8. There are 9 hits there. Plus, I get to roll 1 more green die again. Let me just go ahead and do that now. So here's 1 more green. It's a miss. Okay. So, but we have a total of 3, 6, 9 hits on the first round. So what Japan is going to take as casualties are, of course, the 3 anti-aircraft guns. And then we start into the infantry. So 3 anti-aircraft guns, 3 infantry, and another 3 infantry. That's 9 casualties. But they are going to get to roll. So what they're going to roll is they have 9 infantry plus an artillery, so that makes 10 twos. They have 10 twos. Plus they have 3 fours. Okay? So 3 fours and 10 twos. Here's hoping they don't get hardly anything. Oh, this is nice for me. I mean, I just got destroyed on that last battle with Moffett Field, where he came in and attacked Marianas Islands. I got 3 hits there. Well, now he just got 3 hits. So I'm going to go ahead, actually, I'm going to lose the bomber first, because it's the first round, so I can lose the bomber. That's 1. And then 2 more. I'm going to lose 2 infantry. All right. I'm just thinking if that's really what I want to do, but I think it is. I think that's how I need to do this. Okay, so what I'm left with, I still have my 5 5s and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 artillery plus 3 infantry. So I have 9 2s, 9 2s, and 5 3s. This could do it. Let's see. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more hits. 6 more hits. So here's 1, 2, 3 infantry. 4. Now we're getting into the planes. 5, 6. There is 1 plane left. Okay. Bomber's gone. I can take that marker out of there. Okay, so what he's going to roll back with on defense is 4 2s, 4 2s, and 3 4s. Okay, here we go. 3 hits again. All right, 3 hits again. So I'm going to lose my other 3 infantry. Put them in the bone pile here. All right. Well, boys, it looks like Tokyo is ours. I don't know that we can hold it, though. But it's looking promising. So I've got 6 artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 5 fighters at 3. Got it. 5 more hits. That fighter is 5 times dead. Okay. And now, I gotta clear out the dice tray here. We gotta roll 1 at 4 for the Japanese defense. Got a hit. Okay, so we're gonna lose. I mean, I could lose a fighter, but just to keep another ground unit on there, but I'm gonna keep my fighters. I'm surprised I'm keeping this much stuff. I mean, this is not what you expect it to go like. You think if you're gonna take it, it's gonna be teeny weeny, you know, you're gonna take it with 1 or 2 ground units left and nothing else. But that is it. Crap. I'm blown away. So I have 5 artillery in Japan. These fighters, they have 3 left. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to land 2 of them on this carrier up in 6A, because that's only 2. They can make that. Or 1 even. The rest of them are going to go back and land in Korea. I'm flabbergasted, guys. I mean, I did not expect an outcome so lopsided as that. Wow. All right. I guess all that's left is some non-combat stuff. So I wanted to non-combat these guys. I was going to take them down here, but given how this thing has gone in Tokyo, even if I put a submarine there, I don't think that stops. Well, and they don't even have anything that can reach it that could bombard. The battleships are way down south. I think I am going to go ahead and... Do I want them down there or here? I think instead of... where do I want to put these? That's just crazy nuts. You know what? I think the best thing to do with them is going to be to take them up just depending on what Anzac is going to want to do on their turn. I'm not totally sure. I think I'll just go ahead though and move them up here into 6A. That's crazy. Crazy. I never expected it to go like this. Okay, I think that though is all the battles. Couldn't ask for better. Here's another non-combat move. This transport that survived the German Kriegsmarine is going to go 1 and 111, 2. He's just going to go down and hang out in 110 just for fun. Looks like a nice beach. All right. I guess I'm to the point where I need to place new units. These 3 tanks are going into Korea. And then everything else, these 5 destroyers, not that they're much use out here. I mean, actually, I could put some of these destroyers in Sea of Japan if I wanted to. Maybe what I'll do is I'll take one of the tanks off of Korea and I'll build a destroyer here in Sea Zone 6 in the Sea of Japan. And this tank, I'll just build it here in Eastern. He's not going anywhere. But these others, so I built 5 destroyers total. I placed 1 in Korea. I'm going to place 4 there in 101 Eastern US. Transport here. Again, it's so late in the game. This is not, transport's not going to matter, but he's going to go in 101 as well. Okay. As far as collect income, there are some convoys here against the U.S. There's still this German destroyer here in the Caribbean. It looks like there are 3 IPCs that are subject to potential convoy there, and a minimum of 1 will be lost because of just the ship being there. So I'm going to go ahead and roll 1 die for a destroyer. Let's see what it gets. A 5. So that's a loss of 1 IPC for that convoy. Let me just see what other convoys we have here. I'm going to go ahead and flip that over. That is satisfying. Tokyo is American, at least for a moment. As far as other convoys, oh, there was a convoy here in Philippines, but we sunk that. So I think I got all the convoys. So I think I'm just losing 1 to convoy. Japan itself is worth 7. So US was at 55. That would bump them up to 62. I don't know that I have Japan right. I have them at 72. That could be wrong. But -7 would put them at 65. Moffett Field, you know best where they are. I guess the crazy thing is I get all of Japan's cash on hand, which I don't know exactly what it is, but it's roughly $100. Okay, so US is on 62, and as far as NOs go, so we have this. US has Philippines, that's worth 5. US controls Mexico, Southeast Mexico, Central America, West Indies, that's 5. Don't have any land units in France. Alaska, Aleutian Islands, Hawaiian Islands, Johnson Islands, Line Islands, that's another 5. 5 per territory if the US places at least 2 in Eastern, Western. I placed in Eastern, I didn't place in Western, so I only get 5, not 10. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20. I think I get a bonus of 20. Minus the 1 convoy, but I'm carrying over 1, so that kind of cancels each other out. So 62 plus 20 is 82. 81, 82, plus the gazillion dollars that Japan has on hand. I don't know, it's like 99 or something, right around 100. Anyway, that is it, guys. I'm blown away. I did not expect an outcome like that. I hoped that I might take Tokyo, but I certainly did not expect that I would have 5 artillery left and not lose a single plane. That's crazy. That's crazy. And this battle over here in C-Zone 91, where I didn't even get a hit for VK, that's crazy as well. So it'll be fun to have VK run the stats on this turn, because I think it's like a 1 in 100 chance that it would have turned out this way. Anyway, that is a wrap for US turn 7, and we're now on to UK. And I mean, that was a Hail Mary chance there that could even work. I mean, the Axis have way more than 12 victory points, way more. This game has been so lopsided in their favor. But if we're able to hold that, that changes everything. So anyway, thanks for watching, and on to UK and on to the last round, round 8.